Yeah, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, another Design back at you, outside Riz. But anyways, I just wanted to get into something particular. I took an off day yesterday. I was on the block. You know what I mean? I wanted to shoot something because a lot of people, want to see my homies, you know what I mean? And how they're living and, just basically what my neighborhood looks like. And I did take my tripod in order to do that. But, the lighting and then my phone is cheap, which I'm still trying to invest in a camera, you know what I mean, that can actually capture everything. I just chose not to. There's a lot of movement around there that it's just it just is a lot of movement. So I chose not to capture that. But hopefully sometime soon in the future I will be able to capture exactly what the neighborhood looked like and where I pretty much grew up. You know what I mean, for the people that really want to know about that. But this whole video is about the Christian, not only the Christian faith, but just a lot of religions in general. You know what I mean? A lot of religions in general like to point the finger at everybody else accept themselves. And every religion is pointing finger at the next religion. You got Catholics that don't like Christians. Christians don't like Catholics. You got Israelites and Muslims and all this other stuff. 7-Day Adventists. You got all this other stuff that has popped up, and people have their own take on what religion consists of and what you should do in order to live your life according to that. And that's pretty much religion in general. What it is, it's like. If you're a Christian, that's a way that you live your life according to the way a Christian would live his life. It's not even religion. It's a way of life, a way of living, how you should conduct yourself. And a lot of Christians that I ran into don't conduct themselves in the right manner. You know what I mean? A lot of them are pointing fingers at the next person when their house is just as fragile as the next. It's like if you took a rock right now and threw it at me, you would shatter your own glass, because a lot of things that you're doing that you don't think nobody knows, or maybe they don't know, you think it goes unseen. But if you believe in God the way you say you do, you would know that He's looking at you every day. So you can't get around that. Eventually you will be judged like the rest of us. And for the people that don't believe in God, that is your choice. I have nothing against anybody that's atheist or anything of that nature, because I'm nobody to judge. See, and a lot of Christians and a lot of other religions judge me and judge other people according to the way that they assume life should be lived. If you want to do that and you want to throw rocks at somebody else, just do me this favor. Not even a favor. Just do this, for your religion and the way that you see things and the way life should be according to you. Not God, but according to you, because you are now God yourself, the way you proclaim to be, basically, yeah. So go look at that guy, the pastor that just, maybe like a few months back that dropped that 200K on a Ferrari or Lamborghini for his wife just to pacify her. You know what I mean? Why should she get a Lamborghini? You're God. These guys are godly, man. They're supposed to be there for the people. You know what I mean? But he just dropped 200K. Like, you got all these people. That's what I'm saying. That's just like the Vatican. You got all these people starving on the street, but you got the Pope and everybody else laced with gold trimmings all the way around that palace. Why not tear that down and feed the homeless? But nobody really cares about that, because at the end of the day, they continue to fill these coffers. And when that collection come around through them aisles, you're gonna drop that dollar in, because if you don't, you're gonna be judged harshly. And people will actually put it out there in their speeches that if you basically don't drop money in this collection plate, God sees that. God is gonna judge you. You know what I mean? But no, it's these people that's going to judge you because they want to lace their pocket. God don't need that $100. God don't need that $50,000 Cadillac. God don't need that nice suit. God don't need none of that. God is God. When did He ever ask us to collect money? Those way of doing things was way back. They've been doing that since kings and queens, collecting things in order to, fatten their pocket. And people continue to do it. You believe in Jesus, but this is the same thing that Jesus tried to abolish. This is the thing that He tore down churches from. If you believe in Jesus, that's what He tore down churches for. Because He's seen that while people were suffering on the street and couldn't eat nothing and were living in basically slums in the worst conditions, they were in the church making sure they still got paid. They still filled their coffers, and that money was going all to them. That made them rich. That's fat in their pockets. That had them living good, while the next man on the street is living like trash. So that's why I trip, and that's why I made this video to like the Christians that, they want to come on here and they want to try to talk down on me because I talked about a video of something that I participated in when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? They want to try to slander me and say that I need God and I need this. Well, you need whatever you need. Understand that not everybody is going to respect what you say. I believe in God. I don't put no name on him. I'm not saying Jehovah. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying Christ. I'm not saying the Virgin Mary. I'm not saying none of that because I don't want to put no name on it. I know there's a creator. I know somebody created all this, no matter how many people come on here and they're like evolution and all this. I don't believe in none of that. Somebody controlled all that. There was a divine intervention somewhere. And if you're atheist, I respect your thing. You do what you do. You can't slander me. I can't slander you. You choose to believe what you want to believe because this is your life. Only one person's going to live your life, and that's you. So you got to do exactly what you do in order to make yourself happy. My whole thing is addressing these so-called religious fanatics. I'll tell you one prime example. I got a Thea, you know what I'm saying, which is an aunt that, she was heavily on drugs back in the days, like heavily. To the point that her body was literally decaying. And no matter how many times people try to help her get off drugs, she continued to do what she did. And it almost killed her. And really none of her family members wanted to take care of her outside of me. You got other people that be like, oh, I solely, outside of my mom, cleaned my aunt. And I think I was like 6 years old or 7 years old. And I'm cleaning a grown woman because nobody wants to weather that stench, and she smelled like death. Now she's basically a fanatic and does little slick stuff, you know what I mean, but she's a fanatic. When it comes to Jesus Christ, she's all in, but she still does shady stuff that she thinks nobody else knows about. But that's what I'm saying. For the people that like to throw rocks at glass house, you're gonna shatter your own window. If she was to throw a rock right now, it would shatter her own window. The stuff that she proclaims and the stuff that she do, she got a demon in her. And whether you believe in any of that or not, there's something evil in this woman. I still love her, but there's something evil in this woman because anybody that has ever did anything against her, it's like she prays for their downfall. And weird things be happening. So it's kind of like one of those situations like, wow, But that's what I'm saying. It goes to show, like, these people that are all out here in the news, and you need to embrace God. You can embrace God, but you ain't got to do what they do. When they come on here and they're like this and that, think about it. How many civilizations have Christians crushed? If you went to Norway right now and knocked down one of those churches and dug up the ground, you will find what they consider paganism, pagan altars and everything. How people, worship their God back in the day, who they consider God. You know what I'm saying? But Christians have did a lot of stuff, and the Catholics had did. If you read half the stuff that Catholics had did, you would notice that they have been ripping people since years. Here's the thing. Supposed homosexuality is, and I say supposed because I'm not here to judge nobody. But if homosexuality is a sin, then why do you got gay bishops? Why you got gay archbishops? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm saying. Like, these people will say what they gotta say, but they ain't living right. You'll downgrade a gay man, but half these priests are gay themselves, and it's been proven. And they've been in the Catholic Church have constantly covered it up. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I think religion as a whole is being ruined, because you got all these charlatans in the church worrying about themselves. Why do you need a mega church? Oh, well, we need more people to come into worship. You can sit on the grass and worship. Why do you got to sit inside of a mega church? There's a reason for that. Because being inside the mega church, you got these collection plates that go around, and you're going to drop major money. It's like when a person got a silver tongue. They can keep your attention. They make you feel good. This is what these guys do. These guys are the perfect mouthpiece. And they get you to want to contribute to their cause. But that money's not going to God. When has God ever need a $60,000 Cadillac? When has God need a $100,000 Corvette? You know what I'm saying? When has he needed a suit? When has he needed anything? When did Jesus need that? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm with these people that come on here with this false narrative and they want to disrespect people because they feel that they're not godly enough. If you believe in Jesus the way you say, then you know that he tore down the churches for that exact reason, to prevent people from collecting all that money and just living like fat pigs up in a mansion. These people are pigs. A lot of them only worried about what they get. They're not worried about whether you're starving. They're not doing no humanitarian work. You got people right now that I know, swear to God, that are in other countries with a little bit of nothing, but they're helping to build things in order for people to live a better life. These people don't care what's going on in Africa and Tim. They don't care nothing about that. All they care is about presenting that facade to their flock and continue to get rich off of what you throw in their coffers and in that collection plate. And you can't say it's not right, because if you look at it, you've seen it yourself. How many times that you've been in one of these churches and they're passing around the collection plate and you don't drop nothing in? Look at everybody's face. Yeah, they ready to crucify you, because that's what it comes down to. These guys are charlatans. You had all them people in Africa that are pastors and whatever. Look at the net worth that they made. Some are making upwards to 100 million, 18 million, 20 million, 40 million. They collecting this for themselves, and then they write it off as something entirely different to appease the masses. But when it come down to it, why do you need jacuzzi and a mega pool? That you're not baptizing nobody in that. People need to wake up. These dudes are charlatans, and this is no shot at anybody's religion in particular. But look what's happening. Spiritual warfare. You got them right now. They tore down that one thing, and then they put I won't go into that because that's something entirely different. But look, people should be less worried about who's going to hell and more about what's going on in society right now, and stop being a puppet to some of these religious charlatans. Stop giving your hard-earned money to these charlatans. You want to do something? Put that in a small church, you know what I mean, and help them, be able to increase their flock. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to build no mega church in order to worship. That's not what God intended. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, I'm just going to let you go because I'm sure I'm going to upset a lot of people. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a so-called good Christian, don't judge people. Help people. You see people on the street, feed them if you can. But you ain't got to build these mega churches in order to get your worship on. Understand, these are the devils, period. The ones that want your money, these are the devils. You know what I'm saying? The dude is hiding in plain sight. Look at some of these churches and look at their get down. See how many kids have been raped. See how many kids have been, just look at these mega churches. And that's all I'm going to say on that note, you know what I mean? And keep it positive. And to my homies last night for the barbecue, gracias. And hopefully, we will do it again. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod, and I'm out.